All right, I want to talk to you about an exercise that's good for a bunch of different muscles, mainly the back muscles, the lats, but also the biceps, your rear deltoid muscles, the rear of your shoulder. In between your shoulder blades, you have muscles on either side of your spine that join your shoulder blades called the rhomboids. Those work to contract your shoulder blades. That's big on this movement. And also your trapezius muscles, which take up most of your upper back. All of these are working to do this exercise. It's a rowing exercise. So I have another video on a barbell bent row. What we're going to do here is we're going to use a Smith machine. It's like a barbell, but it runs on two tracks on a bearing system. So it doesn't have the instability that a barbell does, which means that you can technically add more weight to it than you can a barbell. That's the good thing about it. What you have to remember on a Smith machine is that when you unrack it, so I'm going to face this way because this is how I'm going to be facing. I'm going to be inside here to do this exercise. When you unrack it, you have to crank it backwards, and you have to keep it cranked backwards, okay? Now, that's because it fits into the racking system by, when you re-rack it, moving it forwards so that it catches, okay? So I'm going to recommend that you always stand facing the direction that you have to rack it into the system in, because if I was to do it this way, it's kind of hard to unrack it, turn my arms forward, and then pull into my midsection. You'll see it's easier to do this, unrack it, pull back, and then row into my midsection. And that's the movement, okay? So, important to remember, tight core, straight spine through the whole range of motion, including my head. Feet are about shoulder width apart. I bend my knees just a little bit. I bend over as far as I can so that I'm parallel with the ground. I grab the bar wider than shoulder width apart. This is a wide grip Smith machine row. Okay, I can do a closer curl grip row if I wanted to as well, or I could have an overhand grip that's closer together, but I'm going to choose a wide grip because that really tends to hit the lats a little bit more. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to unrack it, and I'm going to breathe in and out as I pull it up into my midsection by squeezing my shoulder blades to pull it up. Hold it for a second, lower it down nice and slow, and pull again. Notice my head is looking down at the ground and I'm cranked up like that, okay? So, very important that while I'm bent over here, I maintain a tight core. I don't want to put stress on my lower back, and it's also important that I don't lean over like this. Okay, I don't slouch. Keep that chest nice and straight and pointed out. All right? So, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise, and then I will maybe cover a couple of specifics afterwards. So, like I said, I'm going to put my hands on the bar a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Get in nice and close to the bar, unrack it, bend over, and then here we go. Alright, if you can get it into your midsection each time. By the end I wasn't able to do that. That's how I know to stop. Now, proper rhythm. One thing I want to talk about is when you're pulling, what should happen is your shoulder blade squeezes first, your shoulder moves next, then your arm or your elbow. And when you go back, your elbow goes, shoulder blade releases. But I'm going to invite you to not think about that, because what will happen is you'll lift in a staggered fashion. You'll go, What I'd rather you do is just use one single cue. Think about putting a cluster of grapes in between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to make grape juice. So you snap them together and squeeze and let the juice run out, and then slowly release. New bunch of grapes, pull and squeeze, juice runs out, let it go. New bunch, pull and squeeze. I'm squeezing, then I'm slowly letting them go. Squeezing, slowly letting them go. Squeezing, slowly letting them go. Okay, and I'm doing that as I'm bent over. Okay, so it's a great exercise, like I said, for the lats. A Smith machine bent row.